Empty office buildings dot Moscow's skyline, remnants of Russia's economic crash last year. And recovery this year is anemic as Russia grows at half the rates of China, India, and Brazil. That was much on the minds of foreign investors at a recent conference in Moscow, including former British ambassador to Russia Tony Brenton, now an advisor for Lloyd's Insurance.
Everyone is very conscious that Russia had a truly awful recession. Their economy collapsed by nearly 9%. The Russian authorities claim to have learnt some quite sharp lessons from that.
Many foreign investors consider Russia a risky investment, but the Kremlin hopes to ease those fears by finally joining the World Trade Organization after nearly 2 decades of delays. Andrew Summers is president of the American Chamber of Commerce in Russia.
Perhaps when Russia gets into WTO, which we expect to happen next spring, then Russia will be receiving kind of an imprimatur of the world that it's okay to come in here and invest. So it's a split between those who've been here and realize they can flourish here and those who haven't looked at Russia yet.
California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and a team of high-tech American investors got a close look recently, returning the favor of Russian President Dmitry Medvedev's visit to Silicon Valley earlier this year. Schwarzenegger called Russia a goldmine of economic opportunity.
It's just so extraordinary. I mean, there's just so many opportunities here in Russia that you just look at this and you say, oh my God. This is like, it's almost kind of like looking at a gold mine or at a diamond mine, and you say, all you got to do is just go in there and get it.
But despite such high-profile backers and a 5-year, $50 billion privatization program in the works, many of Russia's companies are still under state control. Again, former British ambassador Tony Brenton.
And I think investors will be looking for assurances that they have some grip on the way those state companies can go and on the way those state companies can sort themselves out internally. Because there are some fantastically inefficient big Russian state companies.
Another risk is massive corruption in Russia. Alexander Lebedev, a major shareholder in Aeroflot, charges that business rivals paid police to raid his bank recently. And the global organization Transparency International ranks Russia 154th out of 178 countries in global corruption, making Russia the most corrupt country in Europe. Ellen Panfilova is the group's representative in Russia.
I would call the trend something like corrupt stabilization.
Despite these obstacles, some foreign companies do well here. Within 3 years, Russia is expected to have the largest car market in Europe. South Korean car maker Hyundai just opened a car plant here. The French car company Renault is seeking to double its investment in a state-controlled car manufacturer. Andrew Cranston, a senior partner for the international accounting firm KPMG, has been working in Russia for 15 years.
I'm sure there will be new names coming, but as I said, it tends not to be a quick decision to come to Russia.
When American investors do come here, they experience less and less culture shock. Starbucks is spreading across Moscow. Miller just opened a brewery. And Hilton Hotels and Holiday Inns have announced big expansion plans for Russia. James Brooke, VOA News, Moscow.